Well, hello, Dad. I couldn't be there tonight, so I thought I'd join you via a little modern technology. My name is Emily Oliver, and I have the honor of introducing a video in celebration of Jetcraft's 50th anniversary. But before I do that, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about my father. Jetcraft was born 50 years ago, and I arrived on the scene just one short year later. So I guess you could say that Jetcraft and I grew up together. My father raised me with the same trust, will, and teamwork that he's brought to his business success. But you know, I've always thought of my father as a cowboy of sorts. He doesn't wear the hat, but he's got the attitude and the values. Hard work, rugged individualism, he loves a little risk, he's willing to get his hands dirty and do whatever job needs to be done. He respects those that have gone before him, and he even likes to kick a little butt every once in a while. One of my favorite memories was when he took me on a horseback ride in Jackson, Wyoming. We were blazing a trail up a steep incline. It was so steep that even though I'd spent a lot of time on a horse, I got off, but not Bucky. He kept going. I had noticed that he'd put his cell phone in the saddlebag before we left, so I laughingly asked him what he would do if the phone rang at that very moment. But of course I knew the answer. If Jetcraft called, Bucky would answer. Not only has he been committed to doing everything it takes to run a successful business, he's been committed to each one of us in this room tonight. He's been there and always willing to answer our calls. So as we turn to the video, I'd like to congratulate everyone in the room who's played a role in Jetcraft's success in reaching this very important milestone. And to Bucky, a special toast to you, my father, friend, mentor, cowboy of the skies. Thanks for aiming the nose of that plane high and taking us on a wild and wonderful ride over these last 50 years.
I can honestly say that we made it up every day as we went along. And I can honestly say, through all these guys that were around us, guys and gals, is we led the industry every damn day. Every day. There was something new, some different way of doing it. We were the first one that had an aviation academy other than, unless they had Vero Beach and flight safety behind them. We were the first one to have 24-hour maintenance anywhere on the East Coast that I know of. We were the first one that did material avionics installations in corporate airplanes.
Back then, that was unheard of. I mean, people just didn't lease airplanes, but Bucky was very innovative in looking for those opportunities to say, hey, I can produce an airplane. If you don't want to buy it, you're not sure what you're going to need, lease an airplane, I'll give you a crew, and here we go. So, I mean, a lot of these things back in the 70s were, I mean, they were very innovative, they were smart thinking, they were risky. But look at the opportunities that it all opened up, and it started the real corporate aviation that you started seeing in the 75 to 85, I guess is when it just blossomed.
The deal that most people don't understand, in my opinion, overall, and the same thing is true where we are today, okay? Everything we do in our lives, okay, ultimately boils down to relationships. And in the airplane business, we happen to price that in airplanes. Dick has said this, he's the best spokesman of this. People buy from people.
You don't sell a man one time. You want that man to come back. And I think Raleigh-Durham Aviation and Jetcraft through the last 50 years has tried to get that man to come back and buy the second, third, fourth airplane. And we see it. There's one citation, 3 out there that I think Bucky sold 5 times.
Same airplane.
Same airplane.
650-45.
So it's you want them to come back, and you get them back by treating them right.
You look at Chad Anderson, you look at Jahid, you look at Victoria, you look at all the people in our company. everyone contributes to that list of inventory that you see, because the personal relationships that everybody has with different ones have all brought in a lot of that inventory where we have not had to actually go out and buy the airplanes. We've always had the capabilities to buy inventory if necessary, but it's taken the team effort and the team relationships with their customers in the past years and so on, and the new relationships they've created over the last few years. But everyone contributes to that long list of inventory, and every day is a new day, and every deal is a new deal, and that's what makes it exciting, and that's what keeps us around, because the art of making a deal, that's the whole thing.
Jetcraft's goal is to live up to its reputation and to be what it is, which is a unique global player in the corporate airplane market. And everybody works hard. Deals are not easy. Every deal seems like it's new ground. We've been doing this for 50 years, but every single deal comes back with a new twist. I guess that's part of the reason we like it. But we've had to apply resources. We've had to apply legal talent internally to be able to handle the transactions, especially with banks. We've had to apply more technical knowledge. But that's where this is headed, is into a real global player. And frankly, I don't think there's anybody who even approaches us in that particular position in the market.
Jetcraft's John Ames, in partnership with Midcoast Aviation and Bombardier Aerospace, successfully launched JetCoast, providing a turnkey solution for acquiring and completing select aircraft. JetCoast continues to be one of the many hallmarks of Jetcraft's world-renowned customer service. To better serve the international business aviation industry, Jetcraft launched Jetcraft Avionics, a provider of enhanced vision systems and heads-up display for aftermarket business and wide-body aircraft.
The advantage of having the avionics in addition to our other services is that we're able to provide a very deep insight into each and every aircraft that we sell, and offer advice as to what can be done to that aircraft. We also are very conversant with the export of aircraft into Europe, for example, with the rules of EOPS, EASA, and we're also able to support Jetcraft from the avionics perspective. We're able to support them in a number of areas in terms of programs. So as Jetcraft develops a new program which runs parallel to day-to-day sales of individual aircraft, then the avionics can support in that area as well.
In 2008, Jahid Fazal Karim became a co-owner and brought his international aviation business expertise to Jetcraft, opening our first international sales office in Basel, Switzerland.
First of all, what's amazing about Jetcraft really are their values. A good company is made of two things. It's made of great people and great values, great culture. And I think that's what made Jetcraft the company it is today. And that's kudos to Bucky, who's always developed this company with his people in mind and with his customers in mind.
When you're dealing on a global stage, as we do, we're crossing numerous cultural boundaries, dealing on many time zones and different languages. and practicing unique business cultures wherever we do business. For all of those reasons, teamwork is absolutely essential to make sure we achieve the level of success our clients command and deserve. We really realized how global Jetcraft is when we get our industry peers, who are also professionals in the business, coming to us on a regular basis saying, I have a deal in Russia and I need to see this get done. How do I do it? I'll do it in concert with Jetcraft. So when our respected industry peers have seen that we can uniquely perform, they come to us and our clients benefit. To Jetcraft, every deal is domestic. It really is.
Today, if you go to China, they know who Jetcraft is. If you go to Nigeria, they know who Jetcraft is. If you go to Europe and Russia, they know who Jetcraft is. So the Jetcraft name is expanding globally. And this is really the key for Jetcraft, is to be able to be the best company out there that can do business globally. That in the next 2, 3, 4 years, Jetcraft will be absolutely present in every continent in this world. And we do that because of our clients. We do that because of what we want for our clients, for our customers.
Well, having been around for 50 years has given us the challenge of performing when markets flourish and when they flounder. And sure, there's economic uncertainty, but the global momentum and the buyers are still out there. Not easy to find, not easy to complete. But when you have as broad of a shadow as we do on the global stage, they're still out there. So here in the last 3 years alone, we've seen very momentous increases in the value and numbers of units sold. That's the buyers telling you there's still a need, and that's the buyers telling you there's still a confidence.
In a time where nobody takes trades, in a time where nobody finances planes, we managed to pull a complicated deal. It took us almost 6 months to achieve it, but we made it happen. We made a customer very happy. We took the trades, and we ended up achieving the objectives of the clients and of Jetcraft. And again, the point is that there is no deal that will be too complicated for us. Any deal that can come our way, if there's a way to get those deals achieved, then we will find a way to get them done. And again, that's very important for our people, because they know that they can bring us very crazy deals and maybe we'll find a way to do them. And it's important for our clients because they know that if there is a complicated deal out there, maybe there's one company that can help them, and it's Jetcraft.
I want to express my gratitude to all of the financial institutions who have honored us with a lot of obligations over the recent past, because they've had to deal with aircraft repossessions and lease returns and very awkward circumstances to the tune of an inventory level our industry has never seen. And through that, we learned the same lessons they learned and understood the climate they exist in, so we understand their corporate cultures better than most outsiders. And having had the benefit of representing them on an aircraft sale really gives us unique insight when it comes to helping a client originate a new loan or implement a new lease or negotiate an early lease return or work out a trade situation out of an old aircraft that may be on lease and into a new aircraft that they want to put back on lease, and so on. We've been tasked with pretty much every transaction structure you can imagine when it comes to a financing institution, and I'm talking whether it be U.S. or international.
This is where I believe Jetcraft is different than anybody else, is that we look at the future and we look at how we're going to set up this company to be even more successful in the next 50 years.
Given the volume of transactions and the heat of any deal, it's really hard to maintain some of the basics. And we never lost sight of that. And it isn't one salesperson, it isn't one administrative assistant, it isn't one transaction specialist, it's all of them.
And I hope that in 50 years or 100 years or 200 years, there will be more celebrations about this company, and that it will become the true reference of business aircraft transactions and business aircraft sales and remarketing of planes. And really, I'm really proud of being part of this organization and this family.
Well, 50 years of doing business in aviation is virtually unequaled. And Jetcraft buys and sells airplanes, sure. But more often than not, we're really selling our services. And when you're selling service expertise that has been earned over 50 years worth of experience and track record and established results, it really has enabled Jetcraft's brand to flourish. I have to sit back and recall, I was here in Raleigh several years ago, and I remember John Ames looking at Bucky Oliver and saying, "Thanks for the toolbox, Bucky." So here we are looking at another 50 years, and I guess I couldn't say it any better. So thanks for the toolbox, Bucky.